Yes, welcome to another video. I'm Johnny Poddy. This video we're going to be talking about Aymeric Laporte, and is he back to his best right now? I know, like say a month or two ago, he's looking a little bit shaky, picking up yellow cards and that, passing the ball out into, making pretty much bad passes and that. But recently, he's looking really, really good and kind of like backing up the fact that he's playing in pretty much all of our games this year. He's keeping John Stones out of the team despite John Stones having a few injuries and that. But he's looking really, really good. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Helps all other City fans find the channel and that. And also, our sponsor today is Boohoo Man. I read the Boohoo Man gear, innit? Our code City Extra can get you an extra 10% off any sales stuff. So say like you go on Boohoo Man now and you see something and it's like 40% off, 50% off, you know what I mean? You apply our code, you get an extra 10% off on top of that sale. So 50%, you're now getting 60%. It's big savings. And if you actually go on Boohoo's website anyway, it's not expensive clothing anyway, but it's really good clothing. Me and Lewis obviously rep the clothes all the time and that, and it's really, really good. So use our code City Extra on Boohoo Man. But yeah, I appreciate it. So, Laporte, is he at his best right now? Is he back to his best? Because last season, it was very much Ruben and John Stones, you know what I mean? Johnny Boulders, Ruben Diaz, we were calling him Maldini and that. And Laporte was finding it difficult to get into the team. He was having a bad time. People were like saying like, oh, is he going to leave? There's rumours about him leaving at the end of the year because he won't be happy with his game time and that. However, this season, it's kind of done a U-turn. I know John Stones wasn't fit after the Euros, but it's kind of allowed Laporte to get back into the team, get back into a run of games. And at the moment, I'd say his past 3 games anyway, he's been really good. He's been really, really good. I remember, obviously, he got sent off last month or maybe the month before. I think it was against Crystal Palace, maybe. Against Crystal Palace. I'm not sure. Anyway, I remember him getting sent off. He picked up a few yellow cards. That was kind of around the time when I was like, oh, he's not looking good here. He needs to be dropped for John Stones to come back in. But Pep's kind of kept the faith with him. He put him straight back in after his suspension. And he's repaying Pep with that faith because he's kind of matching Diaz with his quality next to him. So they're both bringing really good quality to the game. The Wolves game, he kept Traore absolutely quiet, despite them having a man sent off. I mean, Traore is always a difficult person to deal with. He was really, really good in that game. And to me, I'm looking at Laporte now and I'm saying like this guy is showing that he's one of the best centre-backs at this football club. People argued that he is the best centre-back at this football club because of his ability on the ball. Ruben Diaz is more of like a traditional defender. But obviously, I'm not taking any credit away, by the way, from Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz has obviously made a massive, massive difference to his team, especially in the defence and that. Obviously, he's scoring goals the other day, so do we even need a striker anymore? Maybe that should be a video. But yeah, Laporte, for me, I think he's up there. I think he's up there with some of his best form. He's looking really solid at the back, partnering John Stones really well. I was looking through all our clean sheets that we've got this season, and I think there's only 2 games where Laporte wasn't in the team. So most of our, pretty much near enough all of our clean sheets this season have had Laporte in the team, whether it's John Stones and Laporte, whether it's Ruben Diaz and Laporte. He's always there. He's always a mainstay in the team, and that's because of his consistency and playing quite a lot. So it's a weird one. It's a weird one to look at because obviously when he came in January a couple of years ago, he absolutely smashed it. Is this form now better than that? You probably can't say yeah because he needs more time. Do you know what I mean? You can't really go off like the past like couple of games and that. But I think, and you little know, innit? Me and Lewis are massive fans of John Stones. We love John Stones and Ruben and that. We've got John Stones' boot there. But at this moment in time, if you could give me a signed Laporte boot, mate, it goes straight there. It goes straight in that gap there. Because, you know what I mean? It's always good to see players do well for the football club. And I think that potentially, despite all the rumours Laporte wanting to leave and that, I think Laporte will want to stay. If he's getting this kind of game time at this football club, I think he'll want to stay because why not? He can challenge for everything here. He's doing really well. And for the first time, this is something I'm not going to spoil, for the first time, it looks like they're getting a partnership together. Like, I think with Laporte, it's been a bit difficult because when he first came in, we was kind of switching our centre-backs all the time. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it was Company, sometimes it was Otamendi. John Stones had been there every so often. Do you know what I mean? It was always switching up for him, so it's hard for him to build any kind of relationship. Eric Garcia was in there sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's like he doesn't know who he's going to be playing with. Week in, week out, he doesn't know. But now he kind of does. He knows that he's going to be next to Ruben Diaz. He's going to be next to Ruben Diaz or John Stones, one of the two people, innit? Most of the time, Ruben Diaz. So he's kind of building that bond, kind of like what John Stones and Ruben Diaz had that from the off. And I think it's been a bit more difficult for Laporte. He's not really done this with other centre-back partnerships, but centre-back partners. But this now, especially the past 3 games, him and Diaz seem to be like linked. They kind of know what's going on. They know where each other are. Kind of similar to the way that John Stones and Ruben was last year. Now, what does this mean for John Stones? Does that mean that John Stones is in the mud? No. I think at the moment, the shirt is Laporte's. The shirt is Laporte's at the moment, but if obviously Laporte goes through a bad patch or something like that, John Stones come back in, he gets the shirt, and then that's how this should work. You know what I mean? You earn the place, you earn your place in the team, and then until you make a mess or you make a mistake, then you get the next player in. Do you know what I mean? You give the other player a chance to prove that they can do this better, kind of thing. So I think it's very, very healthy competition right now for Stones and Laporte. I think obviously it's going to be difficult. Like right now with the way that Laporte's playing, difficult for John Stones to get back in. But each week in, week out, I'm looking at his team and I'm going, I'm happy for either John Stones or Laporte starting this team alongside Ruben Diaz. And to be honest, there's times when we've played John Stones and Laporte together in a team that usually sits back quite a bit. What you're going to have to break them down. They work well together because they're 2 ball-playing centre-backs, so they can come forward. And, you know what I mean? You kind of pin that team in, and obviously, because the ball-playing centre-backs, you don't really need like a Ruben in that kind of situation. A traditional defender who's going to, like, do you know what I mean, hoof it up and that, because they're not really attacking you that much. So I think we're in a really, really, really good situation in the defence right now. I know people like Slate Ake and that, but, do you know what I mean? He's our 4th choice centre-back at this moment in time. But for me, our top 2 at the moment is Ruben Diaz and Aymeric Laporte. So Aymeric Laporte has done an absolute U-turn, because I would have wrote him off. I was like, yeah, Real Madrid. He's going to go to Real Madrid. Not happy with his game time. But now, I think he'll want to stay at the club. And I hope he stays at the club, because he's sick. He is sick. And so many people say it. He's technically gifted anyway, but one of the best centre-backs at the football club. Ruben Diaz has just come in and, do you know what I mean? He's just like shaking up and that. He's such a good defender, Ruben Diaz. But if you're looking for a ball-playing centre-back, like a hybrid between ball play and traditional, you know what I mean? Aymeric Laporte is that. But let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. Is Laporte now at, like, is he getting back to his best? Is he like at the level where he should be at? Do you know what I mean? The level that we expect from Laporte, because we know he's world class. Laporte's one of the best defenders in world football, so we know he is class. He's just, there's been he's gone for a bad patch at times where he's, do you know what I mean, misplaced passes and that. So let me know in the comment section below. Are you starting Laporte in your team? When you think about the team at the weekend, are you going Aymeric Laporte and Ruben Diaz, or are you still sticking with the ones in it and going with John Stones, sticking with John Stones and Ruben Diaz? But for me, at the moment, I'm team Ruben and Laporte. Big up to our sponsor, Boohoo Man. Appreciate them. That honestly, the City Extra code, it was 40% off, and now they've changed it, so it's an extra 10% off anything. Do you know what I mean? So you go on that website, you see 50% off, you see 60% off, add an extra 10 to that with our code City Extra, and you can get massive savings, absolutely massive savings, and it's cheap as it is. So with them savings, you know what I mean? Lewis got a hat for like £2, you know what I mean, £3 or something like that. It's wild. Me and Lewis are always wearing this stuff. It's sick. It's really good clothes, and as well, Christmas is literally right around the corner. If you're from the UK, the shipping is incredible. Like, it's pretty much next day. It's madness. But yeah, I appreciate you all for watching, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. In a bit.